How are we all doing, Chelsea fans? My name's Yan the Statman and I'm teaming up with 100% Chelsea to do some game analysis. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the game away at Old Trafford. Historically, Man United have always had the edge in this fixture, due to them being the most dominant team in the Premier League era. But for the 78 times Man United have beaten Chelsea, Chelsea have actually beaten Man United 54 times. Chelsea have always been a thorn in Manchester United's side, and that predates Roman Abramovich as well. But in terms of recent form, Manchester United have only beaten Chelsea 3 times in their last 18 meetings. So looking at Manchester United at the moment, they've actually lost 7 out of their last 9 games. And those 2 games they won were against West Ham and Watford. Both those performances were really unconvincing. You idiot! Solskjaer. You typical idiot! That was your job, you moron! You cretin! You're a head! That's what you are! Shithead! They've been really bad. Although Chelsea recently picked up form a little bit, their away results against good teams is shit. So in the 6 defeats away to Manchester City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Wolves and Everton, Chelsea have conceded 17 goals and only responded with 2. Oh, for fuck's sake. And let's not talk about the 4-0 loss to Bournemouth. So yeah, Chelsea have proven when they go away to a decent side, they can just not turn up. I guess a lot depends on the strength of the opposition and if Sarri chooses to adapt in his defensive style that he did against City at home and in the cup final. So let's talk about management style. So I wonder what formation Sarri will use. He's going to use a 4-3-3. 4-5-1 sometimes out of possession when the wingers drop back, and Sarri actually has gone to a 4-2-3-1 in a couple of games, really late on, but he'd never start with that. So in classic Sarri style, they'll try and play vertical balls up and down the pitch, try and pull Man United out of position, find spaces, break between the lines, and walk the ball into the net. A great success! Failing that, hopefully cross some balls into Giroud. I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, this is all dependent on how Man United and Solskjaer approach this game. Are Manchester United going to play in a defensive block, or are they going to come out and press and attack and try and win the ball? Remember, they're under pressure and they're at Old Trafford. So if Manchester United try and play possession football, play with the ball, they're at home, they got the crowd chanting, whatever, Ollie's at the batting wheel. Apparently. If they try and play like that, that will afford Chelsea more spaces and Sarri's football will actually work better. But if they take the cautious approach and play with a defensive block, like Ollie has sometimes, then that's actually going to be really tough for Chelsea. Chelsea are actually really vulnerable to counter-attacking football. In possession, Chelsea plays so far high up the pitch, if Pogba turns over possession, gets on the ball and plays a long diagonal, you know, Rashford could pick that up, incredibly pacey. Ball flies straight over David Luiz. Rashford gets on the end, playing on the shoulder. Very quick, suddenly one-on-one with Kepa. It will be interesting to see how Solskjaer sets up Manchester United. He's tried a few different things this season. Back 4.
I'm Chris Smalling.
Back 3.
And I'm Phil Jones.
4-4-2, he's played with a diamond in midfield. Looking at the success a team like Wolverhampton had against Chelsea, with having a back 3, success via tactics and not the dark arts like Burnley did to Chelsea. United might set up with a back 3 to try and stifle Chelsea, but one thing that's really important to note is Solskjaer always plays with 2 strikers up. Whether it's a back 3, a back 4, if they're defending deep or trying to press, he always leaves 2 men up, and that's usually Rashford and Lukaku, or Rashford and Lingard. Again, always having that option and availability for a counter-attack for a long ball. Chelsea's Achilles heel. So it could be Chelsea's attack versus Manchester United's counter-attack. Now that would suit Manchester United. Or United might try and attack and press, like we've seen them do under Solskjaer this season. This could go 2 ways. Chelsea have proven that they can be rattled this season if the opposition presses them quickly. Oh, I don't know what the f to do! I don't know what to do! But if they weather an early storm from United and they take that attacking approach, then maybe they will tire and then Chelsea's passing football will prevail. And there's that dreaded 45 to 60 minute window in the second half where Chelsea just kept collapsing recently. But we didn't concede in that window against Burnley. But let's not talk about Burnley.
When people now ask me if I like football, I say yes, I do like football, but not Burnley.
Burnley can off.
Let's talk a little bit about goals and individual performers. Here's a lovely stat. Manchester United haven't scored a goal from open play in 8 hours and 47 minutes. 8 hours and 47 minutes. Comically bad. So if they're only scoring set-piece goals at the moment, you'd hope Chelsea don't concede any silly penalties when they're counter-attacking. I'm looking at David Luiz. Or even just give away any set-piece opportunities to United. Again, Burnley. So Chelsea have been scoring a few more goals of late, but a worrying stat is the majority of Chelsea's goals come from open play and build-up play, 75%. And when it comes to success from corners for Chelsea this season, you don't even want to know. It's not good. So yeah, the two main men you're going to look for in this game are, of course, Paul Pogba and Eden Hazard. If Paul Pogba's on his game, he can be very good when he gets on the ball and plays long passes. That would be effective against Chelsea. But he's been a bit naff of late, Paul Pogba. I don't know if his head's in Madrid or he can't be arsed or whatever. Sod's law, he'll turn up at Old Trafford though. And obviously for Chelsea, it's the main man, Eden Hazard. Don't really need to say much about him, but I think most of you Chelsea fans know that he's responsible for like 49% of Chelsea's Premier League goals this season, whether actually be scoring the goal or assisting it. We all know he's the main man, and so does Solskjaer. But I'm not sure he's going to put 2 or 3 men on Hazard to try and take him out of the game. I mean, that seems more of a Mourinho tactic than him, but we'll have to see. Another thing that I want to talk about is David De Gea. His form has dropped off a cliff lately. The Spanish goalkeeper's confidence is so low that he's conceding goals that he should not be conceding. Take the Sane goal in the Manchester derby. He took that shot really early and De Gea wasn't ready for it. I think if Chelsea pop off early shots from at the edge of the area, we might be able to catch him out also. Both these clubs are still in the hunt for top 4. Well, if United win this game, they might still be in the hunt for top 4. And also, they've just lost the Manchester derby. You'd think that the Manchester United players are full of determination, you know, personal, professional pride or whatever. But if Chelsea win this game, United's top 4 hopes and Champions League football is over. And Chelsea's is looking pretty good. So it's a huge game for both clubs, but if you look at the coaches, you feel that if Solskjaer loses this, it doesn't really matter. He was never expected to get into the top 4, and you kind of feel like this season's a bit of a free hit for him moving forwards. Not for Sarri. Personally, I think if Sarri does not achieve Champions League football, he will be sacked. Let's talk about a couple of other players. Losing Hudson-Odoi to injury for the rest of the season is a huge blow for Chelsea, not least for this game. Callum's direct style of play and his dynamism coming from the wing could really cause problems for Man United's backline. I'm not sure we'd have a problem getting past Smalling. Still, in terms of that direct, dynamic style of play, it looks like Ruben Loftus-Cheek is fine to play this game, and he offers a similar dynamic from midfield, so that's a plus. Sarri has said he's not sure if Kante will be available for this game, but Chelsea fans need to hope he is, and I'll tell you why. Kante has become an incredibly important part of this system, and as a player has really developed as that right centre mid sort of box-to-box player. Not only is he turning over possession higher up the pitch, but if you look at Chelsea's recent positive turn in form a few weeks ago, that actually correlates to how Kante is seeing more and more of the ball and sharing more passes with Jorginho. And even though he sees so much of the ball and makes a lot more passes now, Kante, he still delivers an 88% pass accuracy, which is really good. But not just that. Take a look at the Burnley game when Kante came off injured. In that second half, Chelsea were really poor in the offensive phase, to use Sarri's words. That's kind of testament to how important he is now. He makes a lot more key passes when he's on the ball, and he's an incredibly important cog of that part of the attack. A lot of play goes through him, and a lot of players around him feel more comfortable passing to him, knowing he's going to do the right thing, systemically and just stylistically for the players. So yeah, he's actually really important for stringing attacks together now. And he's also got 8 goal involvements, 4 goals, 4 assists from midfield and counting, not bad. Anyway, enough of Kante. So I've given you some numbers in terms of previous form for this fixture, but if you look at the narrative of the coaches and the players at the moment, it is going to come down to who turns up. If Hazard really fancies it up in Manchester, and Chelsea don't do anything silly in terms of giving away set-piece goal opportunities or playing too high up and just letting Rashford run through, oh god, I can see that happening, then Chelsea can win. Another important factor is if Giroud or Higuain plays. Higuain did play really well the other day against Burnley, but the whole team sort of collapsed. But then again, if Hazard's going to turn up and be the leading man, he'd want his bestie Giroud to be there to bounce balls off and do combinations and score goals. And it's nice to have a header in there. When was the last time we scored a header? Anyway, Chelsea fans, that's my preview of the Manchester United game. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below of your thoughts of how you think the game's going to go. And if you enjoy this kind of content, why not come check out my YouTube channel, Yan the Statman. And yeah, enjoy the football. Up the Chelsea.